Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Nautical Goat, and in this video I've got 5 camp locations to show you, with some camps built in them as well. How revolutionary is that, eh? Bloody Nora. Now we have got a number of different locations for a number of different style of builds, so let's stop fannying around and take a look at them. Right then, so our first location is just across from the Cow Spot Cemetery, and what we have here is a rock face. Yeah, it's looks rather unremarkable, doesn't it? It does have a nice little gate here as well, which is pre-existing. But I can hear you all screaming, TNG, what the bloody hell is that? That looks like an absolute nightmare to build in. And you know what, guys? You'd be 100% right, but this place does have a few tricks up its sleeve, and with a little bit of time and effort, this is what you could come up with. You see, it's not bad, that, is it? With a little bit of imagination, this spot could be made epic. Now, Dale has incorporated the gate down there at the bottom. That's a nice little feature. You don't see that in many camp spots. And I'm not going to lie to you, look at this for a view. That is stunning, that. Now again, guys, not the easiest location to put your camp down and actually build in, but yeah, I think you can see, with a little bit of work, you can do something special here. For our second location, we're just down from Camp McClintock and just up from whatever the bloody hell that workshop's called, I can't remember. But anyhow, you can bloody see it on map there in front of you, can't you? Aye, of course you can. What we have here is a nice little rope bridge, and it is another difficult spot, don't get me wrong, you are on a cliff face. But this one does have a little bit of room for you to get down a camp rather easily. You know, you've got some terrain here, you've got some terrain there, and honestly, it's not as much of a challenge as the first spot I've just shown you, despite how it initially, you know, seems upon first appearance. Now, I think the main reason why you'd want to build at this spot is to incorporate the rope bridge. It is, isn't it? Now, yes, there is a few of them scattered around the wasteland, but none of them are easy to build a camp around. It isn't just exclusive to this one. It's not like, you know, throwing down a nice easy one at the White Springs. You do have to use your noggin a little bit. As well as the rope bridge, we've also got a fantastic view. Yep, it's simply lovely, that. And just to prove that you can pull something fantastic out your arse here and not just dead gerbils, take a look at this camp by Agrophobic Zeal. It's a bonny one, that, isn't it? And look how well it fits on the cliff. And it's a reasonable size, that. That isn't a miniature camp. There is a bit of space in that. You can definitely swing a cat in there. No worries whatsoever. Numero 3, we are just down from Monongah Mine. And let me start by saying, right, there is obviously a risk here. People like to drop nukes in this area. But with great risk comes great reward, and also great upset a lot of the time, but we'll just gloss over that, right? Just take a look. As you can see, mon petit fleurs, we have a pretty substantial raider camp here. And why wouldn't you want to place your camp down here, especially if you're into your immersive builds or raider style builds? Kind of makes sense, that, doesn't it? Believe me when I say this is quite a substantial site, and it wouldn't take much for you to move in here. You could go very basic with it, actually. You wouldn't need to do much building at all to have a pretty sweet looking camp here. Now, we'll just revolve back round to the nuke thing, right? I know it's a bit of a put-off, potentially having 7 shades of shit knocked out your camp, but let's just put it into realistic realms here. If you see a nuke launching, check your map, right? And if it's coming straight at your camp, just swap your camp loadout. It's not like the old days where we didn't have that option. It's literally the click of a button. So it's not really a problem anymore, is what I'm trying to say. Although I'm sure there'll be many of you in the comments trying to tell me different, but I digress. As with the other locations we've looked at, we do have an example of a camp, and this one has been built by Tailor-Made Wasteland. Yep, that is simply lovely. Proper raidery. And Taylor, if you do happen to watch this video, just let us know down in comments how many times you've been nuked here. I'm guessing it's none, isn't it? But I'm sure we'll find out. Okay then, for our 4th camp, we are just down from the Crashed Plane. What a creative name. It's straight to the point, isn't it? Anyhow, what we've got here is an awesome pre-existing treehouse. I think I have actually shown this on the channel in the past, but it's worth visiting, guys. It's a really cool spot. There is a few pre-existing treehouses in the Maya. This one is probably the most substantial one, if memory serves me correct. In fact, no, I'm wrong about that. There is a massive one knocking around a bit further up, but this one's still, you know, it's a decent size. Is it tricky to build a camp around this? Yeah, 100%. You are actually going to have to put a bit of effort into it. However, sitting in your computer chair eating Doritos while pressing a couple of buttons isn't exactly too taxing, is it? Yeah. So again, let's take a look at a camp that has been built here, and this one's by Silver Bunny, and as you can see, a little bit of work goes a bloody long way. That is what I love about pre-existing locations like this. You can really work around them and make them your own, and you can come up with some really cool shite like Bunny has here. Aye, top-notch camp and a really good location. Right then, so we're on to our 5th and final camp, and this one is located just next to the Rockhound, yeah. So for those of you who like asbestosis and potentially lung problems, this is the place for you. The ash heap is full of pre-existing structures you can build around. There's a giant crane, there's a full-on immersive shack not too far away from here. There's a fair few industrial things you can build around. But this one is definitely up near the top. It's a proper cool location with some awesome looking pre-existing structures. And the mad thing about this one is, if you incorporate that structure into your own build, you will have to use a computer terminal to enter and exit it every time you log in. I don't know if that's a good thing. It's definitely immersive, but it is also a kick in the dick as well. The jury's out on that one, but it's a cool looking building. It's definitely unique. There's not many spots like that on the map. And yeah, you can do some pretty awesome stuff with it as well. Just like Moonlight Cowboy has here. Now, that was a transition and a half. I'm proud of that one. Yeah, as you can see, Moonlight has done a fantastic job at making this place his own, and his camp fits in perfectly with the wasteland. Proper scrappy, proper immersive, and proper lore friendly. Yeah, if this is the kind of build you're into, give this location a try. And guys, that is it from me. If you want to see more awesome Fallout 76 camp locations, let me know down in the comments. I'll do my best to get some camps in there as well. But for now, as we say in the north, I will love you and leave you, and I'll catch you at next one. Have fun, everyone.